Hi everyone, this is Tulani Kelvin the tutor. So we are continuing with our online lessons. So today we are doing chapter 10, Financial Mathematics. So I'm just going to start with the basics for this chapter as usual, and then do some examples, and then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also to share these videos. So starting off, in grade 10 you did a simple and compound interest. So I'm just going to quickly to remind you what is a simple interest, what is a compound interest, you understand? So let me just strictly go to the board so that I can just write the formulas so that I can give you a hint what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a simple interest and the compound interest. So a formula for a simple interest is as follow: is A is equal to P sorry here A is equal to P into 1 plus I multiplied by N. So when we move to a compound interest formula, so the formula is A is equal to P 1 plus I to the power N. So we must know that this simple, what actually do they represent, you understand? So A is the accumulated value or accumulated amount, you understand, or the future value. So A is the accumulated value. Let me just put it in that way. Accumulated value. And P is the present value or investment. So P is the present value. And when we come for to I is our interest rate. I is our interest rate in decimals. We want this in decimals, you understand? I is our interest rate in decimal. Note that we need this in decimals. Decimals. So lastly we have N, which is the time period. We can say is the time period. Let's see if they say for 6 years, 24 months, 12 months. Yeah, that's the time period. Is N, time period. So if you understand the formula and you know which letter stands for or maybe represent what, you understand, they say the A for accumulated value, P is for the present value. Here is just one, is one there, don't be confused, is one here. And then we have I day, which is the interest rate that we need in decimals. We have N, the time or the period, you understand. And we also have R, but R is not included in our formula. R is the interest rate percentage, as a percentage. R is the interest rate, interest rate. as a percentage, as a percentage. Let me just write the simple percentage there just to save time. And then in order to convert this r to the interest rate in in decimals, you just say I is equals to r divided by 100. You understand? When you divide it by 100, it's going to be in decimals. You understand? Let's say for instance, I'm having 10%, you know, as in my interest rate is 10, not 100, 10%. So in order for you to get the the interest rate, so what you have to do here, you just have to divide this by 100, and your answer is going to be in decimals. You understand? And then you just substitute that into your formula, and then you calculate, you know. So don't worry much, I will just go through each and everything here. You understand? So here I was just giving you the basics so that you can understand this chapter correctly, and some marks here, you know. So it's one of the interesting chapters in mathematics, and is easy, you understand. If you study it very well and you practice more questions, you master it. Okay, let me just clean the board and get to the examples. Okay, let's just okay, let's look at this example here. Example 1. They say, let me just try to write some notes since I've discovered this. My life is easy, you know. So in example 1 here, they say Sibongile invests 4,600 for 4 years at 10% per annum, simple interest. You understand? This girl here, or a mother, whoever, Spongile, she invested 4,600 for 4 years. You understand? For 4 years, and then the interest rate there is simple interest, is 10% per annum. You understand? So per annum there. So we already have we have P here, which is the present value. We have the number of years, which is N here, and then we also have R, which we can convert it to I that we need. So let me just write this information in the board. I have data here, the given data. So my P was 4,600, and then I also have N, which is 4 years. Is 4 years. I had my I was 10 divided by 100. 10 divided by 100, which is going to give you 0.1. Our answer is in decimals now. Everything is just cool. So let's just go there. Okay. This question basically consists of is this example was covering a simple interest and as well as the compound interest on one question. You understand? So they come again, and she invests the accumulated amount, meaning that after investing this amount for 4 years and then earning an interest rate of 10%, she took that money again and reinvest that money, you understand, with the interest. You understand? And then for another 2 years at an interest rate of 10% per annum, compound interest. Now is the compound interest. Now you have to calculate how much money she will have how much money she will save. She will have saved at the end of a 6-year period. So there's sometimes the examiners will just try to confuse you, but just go for the important ways. You understand? Like where they say the accumulated or the present values, the interest rate, never mind those English that they give you there, you understand, because of you might get bored, you understand. Most of the learners, they say that most of the pure maths learners, they say that this is a mislead topic, you understand. No, it's not mislead topic, it's there in pure maths, you understand. So all you have to do is to focus. I know I used to hate this topic so much because of the statements that you have to read, you understand. uh so never mind that, just read the important stuff there and then highlight, and then it's going to be easy for you. So what we are going to do now, let's just draw a timeline, you understand, a timeline that is going to assist us in calculating this. So we are just having T0, T1, T2, T3, T4. So T4. So we know that from T0 to T4 we have Spongile invested 4,600. You understand? She invested this amount of money, and she was receiving an interest rate of a simple interest rate is a simple one. This one simple 0.1. We converted 10% to decimals, you understand. And then this is 4 years that she invested that money, and then she reinvested that money, you understand, the accumulated amount. So meaning that here is the accumulated amount that we don't know, we must calculate, you understand, from T4 to, let's say, T5. They said for another 2 years T5, and then here is going to be T6, you understand. So for another 2 years, so let me just go back there, and for another 2 years, and the percentage was 12% per annum compound interest, you understand. So for the compound interest, so this is compound interest. So all you have to do, you're going to say 12 over 100, and then it's going to give you 0.1. You understand, the interest here is going to be 0.1. The interest is 0.12, not 1, 0.12 when you convert it to decimals, you understand. But now this is compound interest. This is simple interest, you understand. For the first 4 years it was simple, and they changed that interest rate to a compound interest. So let's just calculate and see how much money did she accumulate after 6 years, you understand. So my advice is that we must firstly focus on a simple interest, you understand, simple interest, and then we will therefore calculate for a compound interest. But I will show you how, don't worry. So moving forward, the formula for simple interest was, remember, is for the first 4 years, you understand, first 4 years. So it's P1 plus IN multiplied by the N there. So our present value here is 4,600, or the invested amount was 4,600. 1 plus our interest for that 4 years is 0.1, multiplied by the number of years is 4 years, and then you just have to punch your calculator. Let me punch my calculator here. So we find our answer, that is 6,440. 6,440 for 4 years, you understand, for the first 4 years. And then let's now calculate the number, I mean the total amount after 6 years, you understand. So we first calculated for the simple interest, now we are going for the compound interest. So this is for the first 4 years. let me just write it there so that you cannot do mistakes. First 4 years. So now we come for the last 2 years. Last 2 years. So for the last 2 years, we having A is equals to P into 1 plus I into the power n there. So therefore, we're going to take this accumulated amount, you understand? We are going to take this accumulated amount of simple interest, you understand? So you just take the value that you got there and then you substitute it as your present value, you understand? Is 6,440 there, multiplied by 1 plus our interest here is 0.12, 0.12, and 0.12, 0.12 is the same thing. And then there is 2 years. So let me punch my calculator, and I find my final answer as 8,070, 8,078, 78,336. So that was our final answer for 6, after 6 years, the accumulated amount 8,078. Well, I don't recommend investing in banks, you understand? Imagine for 6 years investing 4,600, and then after that you accumulate this money. So let me just subtract the invested money, which is 4,600, and the interest here is 3,000. The interest of this is 3,478.33. But well, I undermined it, but is for 6 years this money as an interest. Well, well, this is not part of the question. I was just showing you the interest. For 6 years, like getting this money, safely, it's not too much, you understand? I think it's a waste of time for me. Well, that's my opinion. I don't know about you guys, understand? If you like to invest in the banks, you can just go there and invest your money there, and because it's the safest investment that you can do, you understand? Investing in a bank. So let's just proceed with our lesson and leave this thing of let's leave this thing of investing, blah blah blah. So on that question, basically I did cover I was covering I covered the compound and as well as the simple interest at the same time, you understand? So well, that is written stuff, you understand? It's a revision, you understand? It was a revision. That's the reason why it was a short example, and I believe that you did understand. So let me just pick one question from this exercise here, exercise 1. It's also a revision. So I pick number 7. I go with number 7. They say Pauline borrows money from a bank in order to finance a marketing business. So this person is borrowing money so that he can or she can, whatever, do the business, you understand? So the bank charges her an interest rate of 14% per annum, compounded annually. So this is the interest that the bank charged the loaner or the person who is borrowing the cash there at the bank. And they said calculate the amount of calculate the amount she originally borrowed, you understand? So they want the amount she originally borrowed, meaning that they want the accumulated amount here, you understand? If she pays off the loan in 6 years time with a payment of this, No, they don't want the accumulated amount. I'm sorry about that. They want the present value, or the borrowed money, the future. I mean, yeah, because we are given the future value here for 6 years. You understand? So all of these ways that I just did underline or put in the box there. Those are the important uh they are the important things that you must know under fire when you read the statement there. So let me just clean the board here. So they said it was compound interest there. So it's going to be A is equals to P into 1 plus I to the power n, or to the exponent n. Either way, whether maths is maths. Well, so we have our R as 14%. So you know what to do, right? 14 divided by 100, and then you're just going to get 0.14, and then you already have your I there. It's no longer R. So therefore, let's just go to the question again. We have 500,000 as our A there, which is the accumulated value there, the accumulated value. So let me just go there. Our A is 500,000, and our N is 6 years. So this is just the given data that I'm having. And what else am I leaving? I guess this is the information that I'm given here. So let me just substitute my data there. I have 500,000 as my A accumulated amount, and I don't have P. P is the one we are looking for. Understand? So P, I won't substitute that, is 1 plus our interest rate there, which is a compound interest, is 0.14, and then N is the number of years. You remember, 6 years. So what do you have to do if you want to calculate for the value of P, or if you want to make the P subject of the formula? So if you want to make P subject of the formula, you can simply divide by this bracket here, 1 plus 0.14 and 6 there, and then divide it by both sides. What you do on the left hand side, you also do it on the right hand side. Is maths principles. I call them maths principles. So what is going to happen here? This will cancel with this one, and then on your left hand side you just have to punch the calculator, and then when you punch on your calculator, let's see the answer. You get your P as is 227,793.27 cents, and you are done. That was your question, you understand? So this topic is not difficult. You can see all you have to do is to practice, and then I believe you will reach the solution, you understand? You will get your marks there, and you pass. You go to grade 12, you do the same thing, pass, you understand? Tertiary, same thing, pass. Work and money. This will turn into money later on, guys. Just be patient, you understand? So when we proceed with our lesson, we go for depreciation, you understand? In depreciation, they say in many situations, equipment can lose its value over a given time period. A motor vehicle or a computer lose value over a time due to wear and tear, or because of becoming outdated, you understand? When this happens, we say that the equipment is depreciating in a value over time. So we have what is called a book value. A book value is a value that of a equipment that at a given time after depreciation has taken place. And we also have a scrap value. A scrap value is a book value of the equipment at the end of its useful time. There are two types of depreciation. We have a linear depreciation and a reducing balance depreciation. So when we are talking about a linear depreciation, just think of a linear of a of a simple interest. You understand? Let's say suppose a linear depreciation. Let me just give you a hint here. We are having something like this. Is A is equals to P 1 minus I. Oops, what's going on here? Is I times N. This is for a linear depreciation, and then when we come for a reducing balance depreciation is P. Think of a compound interest minus I into N there. So, but we will just do the the example so that you can understand this topic much better. So depreciation, let's just focus on a linear depreciation. Let me go to a board. A linear depreciation. Linear depreciation. Linear depreciation. Let me just save time and write it like that. I'm just looking for the best example here. So it's easy. So let's just look at this example here we are given. They say the value of a motor vehicle after 6 years, if it depreciates at a rate of 10% per annum on a linear scale. You understand? So okay, I think let me just look for a. They say for example, the value of a car after 6 years, if it depreciates at a rate of 10% per annum. I think I'm just skipping something here. Okay, well, this is not a best. It's not the best example because of I feel like there are some of the information that is missing. Okay, let's go for example number 2. So for example number 2, they say Joshua wants to sell his car in 5 years time. Joshua wants to sell his car in 5 years time. The rate of depreciation is 14%. So per annum, we are given the rate of depreciation as 14%, and then we also know that Joshua wants to sell his car in 5 years time. You understand? Meaning maybe I bought the car this year, and in 5 years time I'm planning that I want to exchange this car, or I want to change the car. You understand? So I want to sell it. So I must know how the car depreciates. So moving forward, and the car current value is 60,000. The car value is 60,000. Calculate the book value of the car in 5 years time if it depreciates. The depreciation is based on a straight line method or a linear depreciation. If you don't want to say a straight line method, just say a linear depreciation. Okay, here's the eraser here. A linear depreciation. Let me just, you understand? So for a linear depreciation, like I said, the formula was A is equal to P into 1 minus I N. So let's go for a simple interest when we are not in depreciation. Let's just compare these formulas. So is P 1 plus I n. You understand? So what changes here is the sign here. In depreciation is a negative, but in simple interest, is positive, because of, you understand. This is depreciation, that is a something different. They are not. You understand? So that's the difference. So the same thing when we go for a reducing balance method. You understand? For the reducing balance method, the formula is going to be A is equals to P 1 plus I to the power n, and then, nope, this is for a compound interest. Let me just erase this. For depreciation is a negative. You understand? So don't confuse these formulas, guys. The reason why I'm doing this is because of I want to show you the difference between these formulas. You understand? So let's just go. We have the solutions here. So for a linear straight line method, they just substituted our p there. The present value is 6,000, 60,000. I mean, it was 60,000, and then they substituted the interest there. You know what they did? They converted this into decimals. So you remember we are working with a decimal interest rate. So you just say 14 divided by 100, and then it will give you this. And then the n is the number of years, which is 5 years that we were given, and then you just punch on your calculator. You will get your answer as 18,000. This is the depreciation of a car in 5 years. You understand? So let's see how much did this car depreciate. We will say 60,000 minus 18,000. So you can see that after 5 years, if I were to buy this car, I was going to buy it with 42,000 because of depreciation. You understand? It was 60,000, but after 5 years, it won't be 60,000. So investing in cars is not a good idea. I can just put it in that way because of it depreciates. If I want to buy it in a lesser price, I can stay for 10 years, and then I will buy this car at a lesser price. You understand? So that's how it works. Things depreciate. You can buy a cell phone today and try to sell it after 8 months. You won't sell it at the exact price that you bought that cell phone. You understand? It depreciates. The more you use it, is the more the scrap value or the book value of that appliance or item is depreciating. You understand? It is depreciation. You understand? So later on we are also going to do the inflections. You understand? Where things increase, the prices increase. Like our country now, things is going, things are going crazy. You understand? Everything is expensive. So, well, let's just proceed with our lesson. For the reducing balance method, here is the formula for the reducing balance method. You can see, just when they say a reducing balance method, think of a compound formula, but in the form of a negative. You understand? Meaning that it's depreciation. You understand? So our P present value is 60,000, and our interest in decimals, we just divide it with 100, and then we are just going to get 0.14 there. Substitute the value of n, which is 5 years, and in the reducing balance method, it depreciates with 28,000. You understand? 28,000. Imagine you bought a car today costing 60,000. In 5 years' time, you sell it. Let's see the depreciation for this amount. Then let's say 60,000 minus 28,000. So this, guys, it shows that as an individual, you must never invest in cars. You buy a car and expect that if I get broke, I'm going to sell this car for 70,000 because I bought it 60,000. Unless if you sell it at the corner of the robot, the traffic light, that's where you can get the money that you want. But in a company like maybe BMW, VW, you understand, you won't succeed. You understand? Because they will tell you that the scrap value for this item has has depreciated, you understand? So this is the value, this is the amount that in 5 years time I will buy this car of Joshua. So Joshua, I feel pity for Joshua. Imagine buying a car that was worthing 60,000 with 31,774,38 cents. Yeah, I can just make it 40 for bonus for Joshua there, so that he cannot cry. You understand? So I believe this was the end of our lesson, and I believe this lesson was fun and enjoyable. You understand? So I like finance so much. You understand? I believe that you, with this topic, you should be you should think out of the box. You understand? Like, studying this is not all about studying and passing, but also to study life in general. That whenever you are choosing to invest, you must you must make sure about your research first. You understand? Imagine you bought 150 Mercedes Benz. You are a millionaire. You bought 150 Mercedes Benz, and you say, this is my backup in case I'm bankrupt. And then we come as people who are desperate. We calculate you will see that I played with my money here. But the best investment that I know is to invest in food. You understand? If you have a land, a big land there, you can invest in farming. You understand? Because people eat every day. People buy food. No one can tell me that she or he won't survive. I mean, they can survive without food. You understand? We need food every day. So even if they can sell fish oil with the value of 200 per 500 milliliters, people will buy it because they need it. You understand? Some things when we cook, we need fish oil there, or cooking oil. Let me just say cooking oil. Let me not say fish oil. You will think of a fish oil. So anyway, guys, this is the end of our lesson. I was just giving you some tip advices, and I know they are funny because of, serious things. They are fun, you understand, but the yeah, serious things are funny, but the funny things are not. The when you play, like, maybe you are just making a joke, don't, you understand? It's not going to be fun, but say something that is serious. It's going to be fun. You understand? So just study hard, guys, and we will meet each other on the next lesson. We are going to continue with our lesson. We are just going to do go further. You understand this topic further. That was just a basic. You understand? As you can see, our lesson is about somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes. So yeah, see you on the next video, guys.